Hi everyone, welcome to Techie. Since 2024, AI has been creating a massive buzz across industries, and let's be honest, we are all riding that wave to boost our productivity, right? I'm sure many of you are already using conversational AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini AI, or GitHub Copilot in your daily workflow. These tools are powerful. They take your prompt and generate smart responses, often beyond what we can imagine. That's already the next level. But what if I told you there is an even more powerful evolution of AI now? Well, now we are entering the world of agentic AI. Unlike traditional AI that just give the suggestion, agentic AI can actually take action on its own. Imagine an AI that doesn't just tell you how to code, but actually it writes and edit code inside your ID itself. Sounds crazy, right? Well, this is not just hype. You need to see it to believe it. So JetBrains recently launched Juni, an agentic AI for IntelliJ Idea, which you can add as a plugin for IntelliJ Idea Ultimate, and you can literally instruct it to do your coding task, and it execute them smartly and autonomously. So in this video, we'll explore Juni in action and compare it with traditional conversational AI to see why this might just be the future of developer productivity. Okay, so watch this video till the last, and I promise you are going to love this Juni. So without any further delay, let's get started. So if you want to know more about Juni, then you can go to the JetBrains official page /Juni, and you can find the complete documentation, support, everything. At high level, Juni, your smart coding agent, more than productivity, a new way to write the code. Now you just think what task you want to do. Juni helps make it happen right in your ID. So if you observe this particular image, you just give the instruction to the Juni saying that okay, I want to design this kind of application. Juni will not only suggest you how to write the code, rather, since it is agentic AI, it will simply update your ID with the updated code. Okay, that is what the beauty of this agentic AI. Now if you see here, this Juni is only available for JetBrains ID. Since I'm a Java developer, I can use the IntelliJ idea, but again, it is not available for community edition. You need to go for ultimate to play with this Juni. Okay. Now if you see here, there are few advantages or key point of Juni. Provide a seamless coding experience that will validate in a moment. Discover efficient solution. Juni understand the structure, logic and relationship in your code. When you give it a task, it find the right place to work. So you just give the command, Juni will figure out what class needs to be changed, what needs to be changed. Okay, like this, there are so many benefits of Juni. Don't worry, we'll explore all the benefits of Juni in this video. So now let's take a look at pricing of this particular product. Now if I'll toggle it to monthly, I could see the AI free, which is free. If you are using IntelliJ Ultimate with 30 days free license, then you will get it with free. And if you see, it has the restriction to limit the quota. But if you'll go with the AI Pro, it will be $10 charge per month. If you'll go for AI Ultimate, it will be $20 per month. So it is up to you which one you want to go. But I would strongly suggest you to not go with any payment AI model. Just try it out, understand it. If you will find it helpful, then only think about the pricing and go for payment and all. Okay, that is completely up to you. I don't have any intention to advertise any AI product. This is just something I found helpful, so I'm trying to demonstrate one quick demo of using this Juni. Now also there is another documentation from the JetBrains guide how to use this Juni. I'll share both the link in the video description. You can refer them. First, to start with Juni, download the IntelliJ Ultimate. So I already downloaded it. Now go to the plugin section. Now go to the install. I already added this JetBrains Juni. But if you are using it first time and if you didn't install it, you will find it under marketplace. Can you see here? Just type Juni, you will find this. Since already I installed it, I am seeing it in the installed section. Now let me import any existing project. First, we'll ask Juni to fix some bug. Then we'll see more how Juni is helpful in real-time coding perspective. Okay. So if you observe, we are using one existing project called expense tracker, and if you check the pom.xml, we are using latest Spring Boot version, and it's more into the crowd application to save your daily expenses, edit and delete. These are the crowd API we have in this particular project. So I'll run it, then we'll ask Juni to guide us or fix the bug for us. Okay, that is the second part. But assume first I am the beginner to a project. I don't know anything about this particular project. I want to take the help from Juni to explain me or to brief me about this particular project or create a proper documentation for this particular project, so that being a new joiner to the team, I can understand in and out. Okay, so first if you install the Juni, you will find this particular icon called Juni. Just click on it, and if you see, there are two options, code and ask. So if you want Juni to code for you, you can select this code, but if you are asking any suggestion to Juni, go for ask. Okay, now I want to get the complete structure or project details from the Juni. So I will just pass the simple prompt with simple English saying that, hey, can you explain the project structure and tech stack in a clear and concise way to help new developers? Please include practical guidance on how to organize the code, run the test, execute the script, and follow best practices. Keep it short, well structured, and easy to follow. Okay, whatever comes to your mind, you can just type here as a prompt. Now, this is not my coding task. I'll just click on ask. Here, I can also say to the Juni, create project dot md file with all the above information, or just ask him to document everything. Okay, so I don't know how it will react, but let's ask this question first, then we'll see the result. Can you see here? Sending LLM request. Now it started working. This is what the input you have given. Can you explain the project? All these things. Okay. So it will take 30 to 40 seconds to generate the complete response for you. And the beauty of this particular product, it will give you the each step what is doing. So the project structure has been explored. Then it open your pom.xml, try to read everything. It open the terminal. The main directory of the Maven project contains subdirectory for Java. See everything, it is trying to scan your entire project. Then it will give you the output. So finally, after some time, I mean near to 50 to 60 seconds, I got the response. This is the project of overview and everything. Just view it in editor tab. This is what your documentation. Okay, project structure and everything. Now let me open it in a view mode. Expense tracker project documentation. So what is the project overview? Let me zoom this for you. Expense tracker is a simple web application that allows user to track their expenses. It provides a user-friendly interface to add, edit and delete expense record with details like description. What is the tech stack I am using? Each version it is able to figure out from the pom.xml. and this is what my project structure. Can you see here? What is the architecture? You can find everything. What is the data storage? I'm using in-memory storage as a list. I'm not using any database. Then how you can run the application? Local setup, building the application, Docker deployment, how we can deploy to the Kubernetes since it identify the deployment and service object YML from me, code organization and best practices, package by feature. It will give you lot many things. Okay, since this is just a demo project, I got only 26 line of documentation. But if you ask any real-time project where you have lot many integration, security, Kafka, different database, different network call, then you will find the proper documentation. But as per our project, whatever the documentation we got, that is enough for a new beginner or new joiner to the project. He can easily understand, okay, this is at high level, things are there in this particular project. Now let me deep dive and figure out or debug the thing. Fine. Now let me run this application. Then we'll figure out some bug and we'll ask Juni to fix it on the fly. I'll run this particular application. So it started on port 8080. Go to the browser, type localhost 8080. This is what our application, right? Now I will add some description. Mobile recharge I did of amount 3999. It's Geo, right? If I'm not wrong. Then date I will give today's date. Let it be. Category is nothing, recharge. Now save it. You can see the record here. You can ask Juni to customize your page to make it compatible for mobile device and desktop device. You can do that, but let's not waste our time by modifying the front end code. Okay, now this is what I added. Now let me add something else. I purchased some grocery of, let's say, 1200. On date I'm giving 5th. Then I will add something grocery. Now I added save. The record is inserted. See, today is 3rd, right? And I am trying to purchase, I am adding a future plan expenses, which is something I don't think it is a good way to track the future expenses. Either you can track the current one or past one. We should allow user to only add a entry for past and current. In future, maybe on that day I have some other plan. I will not go and purchase the grocery. That is not something recommended here. Now what I will ask to Juni, restrict user to add future date entry about expenses. Let me ask these things to Juni and we'll see on the fly how it directly change my code. It will not directly commit your changes, rather it will ask you to review. If you agree, then only, you can merge it to the main branch. That is what another beauty I found from the Juni. Now let's see it in action. I'll go to the Juni. Just ask here. In the current implementation, users are allowed to add or edit entries with a future date. I want to prevent this behavior by validating the date on submission. If the user select a future date, display a warning message and block the request. Please not required. Please is not required. He is the AI, right? He is not a human. He will not angry on me. Update the implementation to handle this use case. Now this is what something I'm asking Juni to code for me. So I will choose on code. Now click on enter. It will give you the, okay, let me minimize this. It will give you the planning. Then it will start implementing the stop. We'll see that in action. Let it initiate the plan. See the plan here. Understand the current implementation and how dates are handled. Identify where date validation should be added. He is smart enough. He was able to figure out I can go for controller or service layer. Implement date validation logic to check if a date is in a future. Modify the expense service to validate dates. Whatever things a developer think to modify the code, everything this agent is doing for us. Okay. So let it finish the task. Then we'll see the changes it added for us. Can you see here? It added the change on expense service. If you see this, you can find the difference here. This is your initial code and this is your new change after added the change. Is valid date. This is what a method added by Juni. I can zoom this, but wait. Let it generate the plan. Meanwhile, I want to show you the difference. See, it's not that it's just added the random code. It do follow the proper naming convention. It added the comments so that anyone can understand. See here, it added each valid date with the boolean return type, and it checked the expense date is after today. If it is a future date, then um, in cash block it return the false. If date can be parsed, return false. Okay, that is a different story. It will just give you the true or false. Based on that, you can set the validation error. See here, if is not valid date, return false. You can also ask him to throw exception, but anyway it is fine. You are getting the result in whatever the customize you want to do. You have the complete option to do it. But see the beauty of this Juni, it generate or added the code on the fly to my existing code base. Again, it is not recommended if you are working on a banking or any secure domain, but nothing will impact, right? It will not merge your changes directly. It will ask you to review. Now I am reviewing it, right? I don't want Juni to do this for me. I will simply discard these changes. Apart from this particular class, if you'll see, the changes is also added in. Let me again zoom this. You can compare, guys. Okay, the changes also added in index.html might be to block to select the future date, and there is some changes in the controller. You can review them, and if you don't like it, just simply click on the rollback. It will revert everything from your code. Now since it added it, I don't want to revert anything. Let's restart our project to validate whether changes are getting reflected or not. So it started. Go to the browser. I'll refresh this. Since I'm keeping the information in list, everything will be cleared. Now let me add it again. Mobile recharge. Now I'll take a yearly plan. Okay, 3469. I don't know. I'm giving a random number. Now date. See here. Now I don't have option to select the future date. Can I select 4, 5, 6? No, right? Juni, fix the code on the fly. And this is the real coding friend for me at this moment. Okay. Our main issue is fixed, right? We only ask Juni to restrict, select the future time, and it is doing it did for us. That's something you can take the help from Juni to fix the bug of your project. Now let me show you another interesting feature which you will love it. Okay, so just go to your IntelliJ idea. Now I will just create a blank project. Then I will ask to Juni, hey, this is what I want to develop as part of this particular project. Can you do it? Then we'll see what is the result we are getting from Juni. Now what I'll do, I'll just create a new project. Let's say I want to create something called inventory system or inventory service. All good. I don't want to change anything. Now click on next. Even I am not adding any dependency. I am just creating one empty project. Now if you will open this particular project, we don't have any single source code. Only we have the main application. And there is nothing. In resource, it is empty. Go to the pom.xml, latest version 3.4.5, and no dependency. We have not added anything. Close everything because I don't know anything about Java. I'm going to do a vibe coding with Juni. I'll give him a prompt, let him do the code for me. If I need any customization on top of that, I'll ask again to Juni and he will do it for me. That is called something vibe coding, right? I'm doing the same thing. Now here, let me zoom this for you. I will ask Juni I would like to develop an inventory system REST CROD API where admin can perform all the CROD operation on the product entity. Also include TimeLeaf as a UI with Bootstrap and CSS to perform action. Okay, you can give anything you want to do, guys. This is just, see, if you read this English, it is a simple prompt. Even I didn't give the proper prompt. What comes to my mind, I just give that. Prompt engineering is another story. But being a developer, I'll give Juni, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is what the things I need as part of my project. You just do the code. Just click on code and ask him to do it. Since you want to create a complete project, it will take minimum 1 minute. Can you see the plan here? Examine the current project structure, update pom.xml with what? Web dependency, JPA, and it is using H2 database. If you don't want to go for H2, you can ask him to use MongoDB or MySQL, whatever you want to do. Okay, Timeleaf, Bootstrap. See what things he will do for you. It will create the product entity, it will create the repository, it will create the service, controller, Timeleaf, configuration application properties. It will also test the application. What it is saying? There is an attempt to change potential sensitive file. See here, that is what I was talking about. It want to change your pom.xml. What it want to change? You can find the difference. See, it is just adding these many dependency. Do you want to allow Juni to do that changes? Yes, I don't have any issue. Approve it. So this is what something you can acknowledge to Juni, or you can give complete rights to Juni to update your code. There is nothing wrong as per my understanding. Okay. Now you want to update, edit the pom.xml. Yes. So let's wait it to complete. Can you see here? It create product.java and product repo.java, and it create the corresponding package with those classes. It will keep adding the changes as per your requirement. So let it complete. So you can see here what step it is doing. You can see the buffer icon, Juni icon here. Okay. Now it is doing the creating the REST controller for CROD operation. Now see here, it is writing the code on your controller class. We will review the code. Okay, don't worry. Review the entire application and ensure everything is working correctly. It is doing so many stuff behind the scene, guys. Summarize the implementation and provide what it does. Provide instruction for running the application. Does it created MD file? Let it be, we'll see. Now all the things are done. These are the changes file, application.properties, pom.xml. These are the new file it added. Now let's see the result. Okay, go to the first, let me open the other application. Let me stop it, close it better. Yeah. Now if you see here, this is what the config in data initialization, it populate few product object. Can you see here? Now also it created the controller class. What is there in home controller to just redirect to the HTML page. This is your REST controller. See, define all the endpoint in proper way. Can you see here? I mean, it follow the proper coding standard. That is what I believe. Search product. What field you are giving? He don't know, so he added the null check, and based on available field, it does the select query. This is your product entity. It added everything. What it is? Select in persistence view. No, I don't want. This is the repo. This is the service class. See, it created the interface and its implementation. It also added comment where he found, I mean, developer needs to understand. Okay, all good. Let's run the application, then we'll test it. and it created the h2 configuration with the inventory dv. Let's validate everything, guys. Okay, start the application. So you can see here application started 8080, then the initialization logic execute, it insert few product object to the dv. Sample products have been initialized. Clear everything, I don't want that. Go to the browser, see here it created the inventory system template. Click on products, you will visualize, it will display all the products. You can search whatever you want. If I'll search for laptop, it is giving me laptop pro x1. Can you see here? Now I want to view all the products. I want to edit anything, click on edit. Anything you can edit. Let's say 11, save product. The number is reflected here. When it was created, updated at this thing, something we can hide from the page. You can ask Juni to do that. You can just type a command to update your page or the way you want your page to be designed. Okay, so you can also filter on the max price. Let's see what is that. 500 filter. Okay, great. You can also add a new product. Let's say I will add something, book, dummy book, price $100, quantity 1, no one will purchase, category some study material or something like that. Okay, save the product. Your product is there. You can edit anything if you want. Now let's validate the database. So if I'll go to h2, can you see the record? And also it added the record which I added just now, the new entry. Now delete something and we'll validate. I'll delete the my record. That record is not there. If I'll run the query again, the record is deleted. What else you need, guys? I just asked him to design a inventory system for admin user. He did everything for me. He did search by filter for different filter, price, add new product. He added the navigation bar. I don't know why company needs developer now. They could hire a single developer and they can ask him to do the vibe coding. That is what will be the future. I'm not sure. I'm just assuming it. But anyway, that is a different story. I will upload a dedicated video about vibe coding. That time we'll discuss more about it. Fine. Now this is what the inventory system generated by Juni for me. I asked him to do a crowd API for me. He did everything including well maintained HTML CSS. Okay. Now what next? Assume you don't like the way Juni code. You want to instruct Juni to follow your command. For example, if you see the service class, none of the method handled exception. That is a wrong practice, right? And since we are in Java 21, still it create the traditional Java class. Or you want to customize, or you want to apply the security, or you want to follow few best practices. Those things also you can instruct to Juni, saying that, hey, I am giving this instruction to you. You follow my instruction, then use your brain and create the project for me. Now you and Juni both are the friend. Now you are doing the pair coding. I will instruct what things I need as part of my implementation. You read that, then you use your AI brain and create a pro application for me. Okay, that thing also you can play with Juni. That is something, another interesting part of Juni. Now how you can instruct to Juni? So you need to create a directory dot Juni. Then here you can just create a file called guidelines.md. Now here you can define all the guideline which you want Juni to follow and code for you. Now in this particular MD file, you can give your command. So what I want to say to Juni, hey, this is what the guideline, this is what the code quality and clean code pattern I want to follow. You please follow the solid design pattern. Use meaningful class method and variable name. Avoid using magic number or hard-coded string. This I just pass randomly, but you can give more meaningful commands to Juni. Okay, this is also something good which I copied from ChatGPT, but you can give better command or instruction as per your project guideline to Juni. Now, how you want to keep the project structure? This is what the default structure I want to maintain. You can also ask him to do the multi-module project for you. Then this is what the DTO and entity separation I want to do. This is what the logging framework I want to do. This is what the exception handling I want to do. I also want input validation. I also need this testing, configuration management, use application.yml instead of properties file, reusable component. See, so many steps I have defined to Juni to follow. Security, currently let me comment it because I don't want to make the application complex at this moment. Just remove it. Okay, all good. Now let's see whether Juni is listening to these guidelines while generating the code for us or not. Now what I'll do, I'll just remove everything what Juni created for me. Okay, if you want you can also delete the HTML page, that is fine, let it be. The actual core business logic, we removed it. Now I will force Juni to read this guideline, then code for me the way I want. Okay, go to the Juni. Now let me clear everything. Now here just ask read guidelines.md and help me create an inventory system with RESTful CRUD API where an admin can perform all CRUD operation on the product entity. Now I ask him to include the image field. Okay, with image field also include a timely based UI styled with bootstrap and CSS to perform this action. Okay, you can add a number of field, but let's play with this. Now ask Juni to code for you by reading your guidelines.md. Now we'll see whether whatever the things we have defined in guidelines, whether Juni follow that and doing the code the way we want or not. Okay, so let's wait it to complete. So plan is ready. Let's see. So if you observe, we got the result. Fine. Now let's validate it. So if you check the product structure, we have the config which is data initializer. Then it created all the packages. You can see the controller. It created the DTO. Since in guideline, if you observe, we ask him to use the DTO, right? Always separate entity and DTO. Then if you observe, it also created the exception, bad request exception, inventory exception, different type of exception it created, and it created the global exception handler. The code is well structured here. Looks like an experienced developer did this for me. Also it created the mapper for DTO to entity and entity to DTO. You can also ask him to use any inbuilt mapper library like mapstruct or anything you can ask him to do, but this is what I didn't inform anything. Now service, if you see in the service, awesome. Can you see here? It added the proper log statement and also handled the exception. All good. Now let's validate whether it added the image field or not. Yeah, it added the image. Now let's start our application and we'll validate the changes are working as expected or not. All good. Go to the browser. This is the home page. Can you see the image here? Now click on edit anything. Image URL is here. It is not displaying the image. That is fine. You can customize again. Cancel. Delete anything. You can delete. You can also filter something. Let's say 500. You can filter. This is the name, description, and everything. You can also validate in your DV. Can you see the result? Okay. So how much time it take for me to create the project, guys? Hardly 2 or 3 minutes. Within 2 or 3 minutes, I'm able to create a complete inventory system with all the required crowd APIs with better UI. Okay, the look and feel of this particular UI is better. So if this is the case, it's good to go with the agentic AI. But we're doing here the Vive coding. I mean, assume I know Java, so I can understand. Okay, these are the file. It did the changes. Why it did the changes? I can understand everything. But assume a non-Java developer is doing the code on Java by taking the help from this kind of agentic AI. Then they can able to deliver the content. They can able to design the application, but it's difficult for them to understand the things, right? So that is the reason use agentic AI. Also try to understand what changes he did. Don't blindly go with the code he made for you. Okay, that way you will lose the knowledge. I mean, you will never get confidence on any changes or any exception. So go for this AI, give it a try. I will share these two link in description. You can play with Juni and try exploring more AI models what we have or any free plugin we have for different ID. You can play with that. Just give it a try and let me know in a comment section if you have any doubts.